Yeah.
because it's just continuous audio issues with me.
Well, luckily you didn't on mine, so we were able to get you know get that all. I don't know if you reposted or not, but we were able to get that all squared away.
Yeah,
So
I've barely had time to breathe, my man. I've not had time to repost it, so
you're a go-getter, brother.
yeah, I am. But anyway,
What
so
do you
now that
got?
we're
What do you got in your lap today, Jonathan?
so this is one that I've not featured yet, but it will be I don't know when. It's a very interesting piece. This is a JCLP Epiphone Les Paul. JC meaning John Connolly from the band Seven Dust, which great band,
Yes.
local-ish band to me. They're from Atlanta,
Right.
which I'm about an hour outside of Atlanta. But yeah, this one is a rather rare bird, rather unique maple fretboard. You don't see that on Les Pauls very often, and that is a very divisive thing. Me personally, I love it. It's got like a wildcat or flame cat, excuse me, inspired body going on there. And the only modification that's been done to it, I did not do it. It was like this when I got it. Was somebody put some EMGs in there instead of the 7D LP USA whatever pickups were in there. They were just some
Yeah.
passive pickups. But yeah, it rips, man. Maybe a little out of tune, but keep it in drop C. It is my metalcore machine.
Well, yeah. Nothing a little bendy boo can't fix. When you're out of tune a little bit. I think it's cool. Like you said, you never see the maple fretboard on the Les Paul. It's like what Gibson has a couple of models that they've done over the years, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
When like
then
Epiphone's got like
the flame,
series too.
the flame is very biker chic. It's
Yep.
it's definitely
I
like,
like to, I
yeah,
like to say it's very of its time. It's very early 2000s, mid
yes,
2000s. It's stuck in
100%.
time and I love it. It's very light. I will say it is not heavy at all. It feels like it's weight relieved. I don't think it is, but I mean all around great guitar. Korean
Yeah,
made, which everybody knows I have an affinity for Korean made Epiphones. They are top notch.
we love Korean guitars.
Yeah. Which I guess is a good segue into our topic after we find out what's in your lab, because I think that
Oh,
also ties into. We
just
all know that
the
the
old
recent news.
78 Deluxe here, buddy. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy for me. This is a daily driver. Um, this is
Yeah.
probably it's interesting. I I did the video on this. It's probably a Nashville made Gibson because it's not the pancake body that you see on
Hmm.
the 70s deluxe, the Norland era deluxes, but it
Right.
actually won't tell you which, like when you search up the serial number, like which factory it was made. I don't think I haven't been able to find it, but it's probably
Right.
not a Kalamazoo, but that's okay
Interesting.
because it's not the pancake body, so it still weighs 1,000 pounds. This thing's like 13 pounds almost. It's really heavy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's you don't see
not
many
weight
Les
relieved.
Pauls these. See, I don't like a weight relief Les Paul. I love the weight. Like you give me like a 10-pound Les Paul all day long, or like an 11-pound, like something
Yeah,
super heavy. I'm just like, give it to me. I don't
yeah,
care how old I am. I would get up on stage and rock it 2, 3 hours.
right, right.
Back
Yeah,
pain.
you got to get one of them big, thick foam padded straps or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
which will also tie into a later topic today.
It will. It will. But I think it's a good time to go ahead and start ripping off our good friends Sammy G, Sean Daniels, with the top 5 best and worst guitars, or like dream guitars, things like that. They did separate videos on each of their channels. I think Sean Daniels did the worst, and then Sammy G did the best. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
thought I'd make a good topic for tonight because that's always a unique topic. Everybody's got different opinions for the most part, I think.
Yeah. Well, people love love the hate. So, the worst is always fun, but I think we probably start with the best top 5 for each of us, and then we can say the worst if we want.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to start? Because I have to think about it for a second. If we're going to start with the best, because I've had a lot of bests,
Yeah,
and it
that
doesn't have to necessarily be anything you've owned. Just maybe something you've played, something that's, one that got away, kind of thing.
yeah. So, I mean, if we're just talking style, like
Mm.
let's set the parameters here. Are we talking about like a specific guitar that we had that might be underrated, or one that you loved, or are we talking like broad spectrum, this style of build or whatever?
Well, I think if you said something like, "Oh, I love jazz masters," like, okay, yeah, that's general. But do you have like a specific jazz master that you've picked up? Like, oh yeah, this 1962 or whatever. I don't even know if they made jazz masters in '62, but I digress. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I would say maybe be as specific as you can, but if you just have a broad something or other,
sure.
it's our show.
Okay.
We can do whatever the hell we want.
I think I'm ready.
Go
Um,
ahead.
so number 5, I'll start at the bottom and work my way up. By the way, you've got a hello here from our viewer Mark Spurgeon over on my channel. Just saying what's up.
Mark Spurgeon, hello.
Yeah. So number 5 is the Squire Venus Courtney Love model guitar.
Courtney Love. Wow.
Okay, my dad had one of those when I was like 19, and it was the single pickup. So it's just volume knob, bridge pickup, and that freaking thing absolutely roared. Like, it had a really thick D-shaped neck, which was surprising. I've never played a neck that it was a freaking baseball bat, and it just like juice it, plug it into the what was it, the Crate Club Junior or whatever, 210 cab, freaking all day. I played that thing, dude. I probably have a picture of me in his garage, like jamming with it. But that guitar was exceptional. And I would not have thought, like, first of all, it's Courtney Love, not exactly my favorite celebrity of all time, not exactly my favorite musician of all time. But that guitar that Squire made for her was a banger. So that's my number 5.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one to start with because I wouldn't have even thought about that. I've seen them, I know of them, and I know that on the used market they sell for a lot. They easily go for like over $600-700 used. Which is a lot for an old Squire.
It is.
But I'll stay in the Squire camp and start with one that may surprise people if they don't, or if they know me or whatever. It's a Squire J5 Telecaster. It's a John 5 signature. When I tell you that is because they have 2 versions of it. They have the black one with the silver, like clear, mirrored guard, and then they have the frost gold one, which is the one that I'm going to talk about. That's the one that I had. When I tell you that was far and away the best telly neck I had ever played, maybe up until I tried out that Solstice Tellurion. Oh my God, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think about that guitar all the time. And I see them pop up every so often, and they sell for about what they were new, a little bit over, maybe adjusted for inflation. Right. Is probably what they would sell for today. But oh my God, that thing was gaudy. It played great. It looked awesome. It was eye-catching. Yeah. And I was like, I gotta, and I plan on getting another one at some point because that will be like a forever telly. And I know it's not like a traditional telly, but I don't know. I can't get along with those all that well, and that one just suited me to a T.
Well, that's
It's
the best part
amazing.
about tellies, brother, is that they, they can make them be whatever you want to be. Have you seen those troublemaker tellies, that they make? They look like Gibsons. They look
Mhm.
like a Les Paul. They have a carved top. It's telly
Oh
shaped.
yes,
They have the
I've seen
carved
those.
top, the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
awesome. Like they're really, really good, and they don't sound anything like a Telecaster, but they look like one, and they're really sick. So I mean, that's to me, that's the magic of a Telecaster is you can slap some EMGs in there or whatever they put in for John 5, and just
Yeah.
freaking you can go to town, you know.
Mm. Yeah, so that's my number.
Let's see. Number 4.
Sorry for my ice rattling around. I got iced coffee because I
Oh,
need
you're all
it.
right. Hydrate. No Dr. Pepper today?
No, no, I needed the coffee, man. It's
Hmm.
been the past
Um,
couple days
Man, that's tough. I'm trying to think of anything I don't have in this room that, you know, that I
anyway. I
loved
put you
playing.
on the
Oh,
spot.
okay. One that got away. Number 4, the uh PRS Mark Holcomb, not the new ones, but
Hmm.
the ones from like, oh, I don't know, 2017 or 2018 or whatever with the purple burst on it. I played one of those at a Guitar Center and it was like $260 or something like that. Like we talked about last week, one of those ridiculous markdowns for no reason at all.
Right.
And I didn't buy it, but it's the only PRS that I've ever picked up and played that I was like, yeah, I could do this. So, very
Yeah.
sweet guitar.
Cool. All right. I guess maybe I'll retort with another PRS.
Okay.
I've never played one. Well, I had the SE version of it a while back, but I know that the like full top of the range ones would be awesome. That's the Mark Tremonti PRSs. The Tremonti
Mm,
ones. Oh my good lord. That sits in the camp aside from like the CE because the CEs are cool too, but those Tremontis are like another level of
yeah.
good. To even the SE ones, but I think for dream guitars or maybe best, whatever we're fitting into this list, I would say that like the full custom whatever they call them American core Tremontis just they look absolutely mint. They are so beautiful. I'm sure they play amazingly, but even that, like I said, that SE that I had, I mean, it was thick, it was heavy, it just suited me to a T, and it was awesome. I loved it.
Nice.
So I'll put that there. Yeah.
Sidebar, when I was like in middle school and we all got the Creed CD, I had no idea what was going. I was listening to the singer. Like when
Right.
you're little, you're listening to the singer. You're not
Yeah.
listening to like the band, like what's going on. And then he did that thing with he did that thing with Miles Kennedy, right?
Oh, Alter
Alter
Bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah. Mm.
And I was like, wait, whoa, 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 pause, time out, hold on. He's doing what now? And then I went back and re-listened to Creed, and I was like, dang, he was doing this the whole time.
Yeah, he's been doing it the entire time. I mean, it's crazy.
It's
And
just wild how much the music industry was geared toward, like, I wasn't even listening to Miles, and I loved Miles the whole time. Like I knew him from like Mayfield 4 and all that stuff, but
right,
I was not listening to Tremonti at all when I listened to the Creed album. And
right.
then I went back and listened to it. I was like, holy crap, dude, this guy's been putting it down the whole time and I didn't even know.
He's such a great songwriter too. I mean,
Yep.
it's like everything Tremonti's ever touched. It seems like it's just been like Creed. Because I mean, like with Creed, I know obviously it's like, yeah, Scott Stapp's got a kind of annoying voice. He's kind of a douche. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard people say that he is just terrible, and
Fair
I
assessment.
kind of get it because he's got like that like that aura about him because of, you know, all that other kind of stuff. What Creed stood for, I
He's
guess.
like the Russell
But yeah,
Wilson of rock and roll music.
there you go. That's a good way to put it. But yeah, no, Tremonti is just like, mwah. And
Yeah.
where I found out about like Alter Bridge, I know we're kind of just veering off topic here, but again, whatever. Um, Back when I was a kid, even kind of now, but not as much now, I was a big wrestling fan. Like I watch wrestling
Yeah.
with my dad all the time. And Edge, Rated R Superstar, back when he was with WWE,
Hmm.
that was his theme song was it Metalingus? I think is the name of the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody found out about Alter Bridge, and it was like when you find out it was Tremonti, and it was like, wait a minute, that like Creed guy was doing that, you know? Because it's like, man, that's crazy, and that's where we found out, and it's like, you know, Tremonti's solo stuff, and then I mean, he even did something like he did like a Frank Sinatra. I think it was a whole album of just Frank Sinatra covers, and I'm like, this is incredible. Like,
That's crazy, dude.
save some for the rest of us.
Yeah, he's nuts, man, for sure. So it makes sense that his signature guitars are badass, even all the way down to the budget models.
Right.
Um, Number 3, I'll go with one that I have never, another one I've never owned, but I'm gonna go with that one you had, the Korean Epiphone Explorer. I I played one of those in a in that same Guitar Center and didn't buy it, and I mean, I think I kind of got lost, like in the jam room, like playing that thing. Like I think my
Right.
lunch break from work went long because there was like a Guitar Center by my work. I think
Been there,
I'm
done
pretty sure I went long on lunch on that one, and
that.
I like Explorers are very cool. I'm a huge Coheed and Cambria fan. I have my
Yeah.
Coheed tattoo. I have another one this side, the Keywork tattoo up there. They're my
Yeah.
favorite band. So I've always wanted one. It's weird with certain I'm weird with certain like bands, like my favorite. Like I almost never attempt to learn their songs or like wade in any of those waters for whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why. I just feel like I never even tried to learn a Coheed and Cambria song until just recently. My kid really likes Welcome Home, and so I decided to learn it. I was like, oh, that's not too bad. But the Explorer is, there's a reason he uses that guitar. It freaking kicks ass. So
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
one that
Explorers.
I've never had that I wish that I would have.
Right. So I would go with an Explorer too, but since you went with that, I won't copy you. I'll go with another one that's pretty easy. From Gibson, I did own one, and I hate that I sold it. I was an idiot for selling it. SG Junior,
Mm.
the Gibson SG Junior. Wow, what a workhorse. So I had the SG Junior that I had. I bought it new. I sold that. That was actually what inspired me to sell all of my 56 Epiphones. Not 56 total Epiphones, my 1956 Epiphones.
Collection, yeah.
Yeah, that little collection. That's what prompted me to sell that was when I guess when they reissued it or they brought it back briefly a couple years ago. There was one hanging up in one of my local music shops, and I played it. I think I played it the day before on my lunch break or something. I was like, I gotta have this because I've always loved SG Juniors. They've been great, guitars. But I was like, man, I can't afford it. And I said, oh wait, I've got a bunch of stuff I can sell, if I want to move it. And that's
Yeah.
what I did. I called them. I said, hey, I'm coming to get this. I will come back and get this. Do not sell that guitar.
Yeah.
And they held it. And it doesn't make any sense to me because it's like, yeah, I did all that stuff and now I no longer have it. And I think it was going back to what we were talking about before. I fell into that like, oh, I need something else or I want something else, and oh, I have that as collateral, so let me sell it. And it was stupid. I now have the Youngblood one,
That one's
and I'm
cool.
happy with it.
Yeah. That one's cool.
That one's cool. That one's
Yeah.
unique. So I I'm happy with that one. I don't really fiend after the Gibson one, but I'm like, I would like to have mine back, you know, with
Yeah.
the photo and all that other stuff, just because it was cool. But it is what it is. I'm happy with the one I got. So
Yeah.
Gibson SG Junior is my number 3.
Hold on. Go grab it here. Oh. Number 2. Number 2 is $75 Squire Bullet.
Wow.
Hold on. So that says Shmee's a pumpkin. So my friend passed away in 2019, and he had a Strat just like this. And one night, a non-sober night on a Halloween party, it was like the biggest Halloween party that I've ever thrown. I actually had people come up to me in the mall a year later that I didn't know. Were like, "Hey, did you guys throw that Halloween party?" You know, and like name the address, and I was like, "Yeah, man." And they were like, "Dude, that was still." It's like I'm still thinking about that party, you know. So it was that kind of a party, and and I thought he had broken our pool table. Like somebody flipped over the pool table, and I thought it was him.
Did you have
It wasn't
freaking Hercules at
it
that
wasn't
party?
full
Good Lord.
size. He was very strong, but it wasn't full
Say,
size.
God almighty.
It was a smaller,
Jesus.
you know, of like a mini, not mini, but like say 3/4 scale pool table.
Yeah.
Anyway, it had been flipped over. It was not mine, it was my roommate's. And my roommate was not like my favorite person on earth at the time, or one of them. Anyway, this was like, dude, we were like 20 years old. So I took his guitar and smashed it like this, and it split up the side, and then I put my foot on one of the horns, and like, and I was like, "Oh, for an eye, bro." And now I gave him a guitar like the very next day. I had a Schecter like Diamond Series 6-string, and I gave that to him.
Okay.
He's a left-hander, so he had to swap that in at the pawn shop for a lefty. We ended up getting a different
Yeah.
Schecter that was left-handed. Anyway, so I made it right, I guess, but you can never. This was his. It was his guitar that his parents gave him like in high school. And anyway, so after he passed away, I went to a pawn shop just kind of on a whim, and they had this sitting up there. It's not quite the same. His had that 70s headstock. I think it was the Affinity, and this is the
Yeah.
Bullet. And I was like, it was $75. I was like, you know what? Let me get this. And then I started, you know, doing all of the upgrades because I wanted it to actually like play awesome and sound awesome and stuff. And then I started actually sourcing stickers that like found or that looked like the ones that were on his guitar. So I just either like the Led Zeppelin one I had custom made. I think the Stones one I found. Girl, this one was tough. The Audio Skateboard Company. Remember those audio shoes
Yeah.
from like back in the
Yeah.
day? Ebo sticker was darn near impossible to find for like a year and a half. Actually, this was the hardest one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it turned out really sick. My wife's in here saying he'd be proud, and hopefully but you know, I just wanted to like tribute. So this is kind of like, you know, one of the babies for sure. So I'll put this at my number 2 for now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Do I have anything that I mean, I could probably honestly just say that this one could fit in my number 2
It's
as
worked its way up that quick, huh?
it really has. And
Nice.
it's a combination of things. I mean, it's like it's like a sensory overload when you look at it because it's
Yeah.
just so much. And it was one that I really didn't think that I wanted all that much, just because I thought the body was kind of tacky. And I know I touched on like the Epiphone wiki, which I'm sad to say is currently down. I don't know if it will come back up, but it makes its resurgence. But anyway, Wayback Machine's a lifesaver. Um, I remember getting on there and browsing around and seeing that this was one, and I was like, oh, I'd never own that. But then it came up for a good price. I said, you know what? It'd make an interesting video. Business decisions.
Hmm.
And man, when I got it, it's like it's not that like slim taper Epiphone 60s neck that I don't like with like the weird shoulders on it.
Yeah.
It's thin, but I mean it absolutely just rips.
It's
And
fast.
the like this one in particular, yeah. And then the maple fretboard is like, I mean, it just looks great. It's got a brass nut on it,
Oh,
which is
nice.
really cool. Yeah, and that's stock. Obviously, again, it's Korean made. Someone swapped the Epiphone or the EMGs in there, and man, it does everything that I could hope that something like this could do for what I'm using it for. So like putting it in drop C, I mean, it absolutely shreds. It just it really is one of the best Epiphone Les Pauls I've ever played.
Nice.
And if anything, it's kind of really kickstarted my little journey that I'm on for finding a lot of these like older rare Epiphones.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this one is one that I probably will never get rid of. I know I've said that on the record a bunch, but this one's really one that I will hold on to for quite a long time
Yeah.
because it really is one of my favorites. I pick it up and play it almost every day.
Well, do you think maybe you're at a place now, with your channel and, how long you've been playing and all of those things combined where maybe you can afford to start keeping some things around that you really, love. Like you've gone through the cycle, you've, moved things that you liked for other stuff and then, done all that. Do you think maybe you're at a place where you can start saying that with some certainty that, things are going to stick around?
Yes, I am certain, but then I'm gonna go ahead and ruin that certainty for you.
Yeah.
Uh, because like I said, I'm at the end of the day, and this is the way that I always look at it. At the end of the day, I am an Epiphone fanboy, is what
Yes.
it is. I love Les Paul. Like I like Gibson, obviously, but obviously they're out of reach price wise. So Epiphone being what it is, but Epiphone they have things like this. You're not going to find a Gibson version of this,
No. Yeah.
to my understanding, right? Um, something like the Zach Wild, the Bullseye. You can get a Gibson variant of that, but the Epiphone one is still so much more affordable, even at $800-900, whatever they're selling for used,
Right.
and they play great. So things like that, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna fade out there. There we go. Um, things like that, yeah. I'm gonna get them and I'm gonna keep them. No, but back then I would have been like, oh, I can get this and keep it and let it appreciate and then sell it. But like, no, I'll keep it. And make sure I got one in my chat here. So, like, I've actually got something else that I stumbled across. Was it yesterday? Guitar Center. I was scrolling and I was like, I really am not in a place to pick anything else up, but I browse just to see. But I've always got some things kind of sitting on the back burner that I
Yeah.
can part with if I want to. Well, something came up and it was one of those, if I ever see it for a good price, I'm buying it. I don't care. And it came up and it was a good price and I bought it. And then I immediately went into panic mode like, well, what do I got to sell? I know that I can take back. There's something within my return from Guitar Center that I can take back that covers at least what I bought.
Oh, nice.
And then I've got other things that I'm like, when I'm in that mode, I'm like, well, there's other things maybe I'm not playing. I can send it back or I can, sell it or whatever. So I've got like 4 guitars that I'm going to part with, but they're
Wow.
ones that, yeah, but they're ones that I'm not upset to lose
Right.
because it makes room for me to then go into what you're saying about um, where I'm at. I'm buying things to keep them, not
Right.
necessarily, whatever. because it is again a unique position to be in.
Yeah.
When you have, maybe so many videos that you can do with, like this versus this, or like this compared to this, or more on this, or whatever. You start getting that creativity flowing, and you start using what you got essentially. But at the end of the day, I could stop doing YouTube tomorrow and be happy that I just have these things that I like, because
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
player at the end of the day. I'm a hobbyist at the end of the day. I do YouTube as a hobby. It's not something that I have to do, which is kind of freeing in a sense, because it's, you know, just more fun that way.
Yeah,
We're,
absolutely.
we're going on weird tangents here.
It's
Maybe
okay.
in 30 minutes.
Guitars are all about the stories, man, you know?
They are. Yeah.
And I I'll just, I'm holding number one right here. And if anybody's watching on Jonathan's channel or on mine and they haven't seen my video, there's some chat going on, and Mark seems to be offended by the fact that I called him babe, but I was actually talking to my wife, who's also watching. But it is what it is. It's a family affair around here. Okay, we get real close in close-knit guitar community. Pet names will be thrown around, but yeah, no, I have that video up on this, and it's just always been my guitar, this real heavy, weirdly configured, frets too low to do bends and like all that fun stuff. And I just I've always loved this guitar. I'm a monogamist, as my wife would tell you, and so like when I commit to a thing, I was like, happened to be like 3 years old when I fell in love with this guitar, and I just never, luckily my old man held on to it for all those years. But this is fun. I don't think I showed this, but so that's wait, that's my buckle rash, and that's my dad, which is kind of fun. You know what I mean? They're starting to become one
Right.
big, like, blob. But I mean, dude, I was not nice to this thing either. It never had
But you're not meant to be.
what's that?
You're not meant to be nice to them.
No.
At the end of the day, I they're tools,
It's a tank, bro. It's all
Yeah.
nicked and dinged up everywhere, and it has taken punishment. So yeah, that's my numero uno right there. Uh-oh.
As you can see, my battery died, which is actually, I was about to stop you and say, let me change the battery real quick.
Let's do it on the fly.
But when I come back, I will tell you, and probably be holding my number one. It's a strange decision for sure, for me anyway, but it's a pretty easy one, kind of maybe in the same ballpark as your Les Paul.
The suspense is killing me without the camera.
I was literally about to say. I really wish that I could get one of those dummy batteries. The ones that you put in there and then you plug them in USB. Yeah, and it just runs off of that. But the way that I have this tripod and everything, it does not fit.
Just so everyone knows, Jonathan and I have worked up a very cool introduction track that's like 15 seconds long that we can't figure out how to play before the show starts. So someday there will be an OnlyFrets jingle that gets played before we go live.
We will work it. I have a plan, but anyway. So this one right here, believe it or not,
a Strat for number one for you.
Yeah, my Fender Player Series, just made in Mexico. It's a special edition, which is just because of the color, but a little bit of sentimental value there, and it's just because I've told this story before, but a couple years ago when I got this, it was used. I was going to one of my local guitar centers. I got a couple around, but one of my local guitar centers looking for a Strat, and I was looking for something very specific. I was looking for a black Strat with a maple fretboard, and this particular Guitar Center had, I think, 2 or 3 of them used. It was just a really convenient thing. But here's the thing. So I went with, I think I went with the whole family, but there's a Hobby Lobby right next door, so my wife will generally pop in there, and I'll go to Guitar Center. But my daughter went with me, and I don't remember how old she was. She was probably like, I want to say she was like 11, 12, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, I know. It's like, whoa, years ago you had a 12 year. Yeah, I started young. Hey, that's a
Good on you, buddy.
good on me. But anyway, so yeah, can you believe she'll be 15 this year?
Dude, I'm an old dad. You got it out of the way early.
Bro, I'm 31 this year, so do the math.
Bro, I'm 40 and I got a 1-year-old. Okay. I'm the opposite of you. I'm gonna be like
Nice.
60 when she graduates high school.
Bless you. Both of my kids, that's right. I'll have 2 teenagers this year. Well,
That's
you know, because
crazy,
my
man.
daughter's 15, but my son will be 13. I
That's
know.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I won't even be 40 by the time they're both out of high school.
God dang, that's the dream.
I know. And I've already got my Mustang and stuff, so I'm like
You're
already going through
good.
midlife crisis. I know I'm doing it, but anyway. So we were in that Guitar Center, and those black Strats that I played were dogs. They were terrible,
Oh,
terrible. They were like the older made in Mexico ones, but what it was that they were just abused. Like they were all beat up, which I really didn't care about, but like the output jack on one of them was falling out and stuff, which I could fix, but I was like, I'm really not looking for a problem,
yeah, yeah.
which is going to be contradicted here in just a second with this one. But then this one was hanging on the wall, and my daughter said, "Well, what about that one?" So I picked it up and looked at it. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a newer one." And I looked at the price, and I was like, "Really for this?" I mean, it was like $400, and at the
Oh,
time, that was pretty good for these. I think these
yeah.
were brand new at the time, still relatively new. So I picked it up and played it. I'm like, I'm not crazy about the color, but I do kind of like it. And she said, "Oh, well, that it can be like the Halloween guitar because it was around Halloween, I think, sometime in October." She was like, "Oh, it's your Halloween guitar." So I played it. I'm like, it actually plays really well. The frets were kind of sharp, which is what the Player Series is or was kind of known for, was like bad frets.
My
But I got a
telly's
local
like
guy.
that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I got a local guy at a music shop that can do fret work and stuff, and he owns a music shop, so he does repairs and stuff. But he did that. It's beautiful now. But yeah, I mean, it plays great. It's not like I'm just holding on to it for sentimental value. I mean, it really does play really nice.
Yeah, but your little
Um,
girl picked it out for you.
but she picked it out, so it's one of those things that I'm like, yeah, I will never get rid of it.
Yeah.
Which
The
again,
Halloween
maybe is
guitar, man.
kind of strange. Halloween guitar, yeah, that's what I call it. When I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's the Halloween guitar.
Hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that would be my number one.
They guitars tie us to. It's like when you smell something that reminds you of a time, or
Oh yeah,
gives you a memory or whatever.
yeah,
They really, in my opinion, at least for me, they tie us to a time frame, a
yep,
person, or something we were doing. I used to gig this in my first like gigging band, and um so every time I play this thing, I'm Sean from Return to Nothing again. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of, it's like taking a little time machine back to wherever you were at. Every time I play my graduation telly, uh, the Midge photo flame, I'm 18 and opening that thing up again for the first time, or like whatever. It's just they tie us to things. So I mean, I think it's great that you're getting to a place where, you know, I would say for a while there watching your channel, it was the conveyor belt for, you know,
it was a revolving door for
yeah,
sure. Yeah,
and
yeah,
not for bad reasons. Like, it's awesome. Like you've had great relationship with like Donner and stuff like that. So you've had things coming in, and all that,
Yeah.
and you were making sick videos, so it's like well worth it. But I think it's great you're getting to a place where you can start being sentimental about them, you know.
Yeah,
Because
and I mean, like I said, there are guitars that I've gotten rid of that were, you know, maybe a gift, like a Christmas gift or something, and I always look back and I'm like, I was a little younger at the time, and it was one of those things where I think it was there was, to be fair, there was one time in my life, uh, God, almost 10 years ago, where I did genuinely need, the cash and stuff. So I
yep.
literally purged my entire guitar collection. I think the
Ooh,
only thing that survived that purge was my King V,
yeah.
my Jackson King V. And at the time, that was before I had painted it and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a husk. I really didn't think I could sell it either way. And that is far and away the guitar I've owned the longest, which you would think would be sentimental value, but it does have a lot of sentimental value.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there was a time where I did have to purge my entire guitar collection, which it included my first real acoustic, which I hated, and I mean I recorded, that was early band days with my buddy and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just like sometimes it happens, and I've had that happen too with things that I've bought that I've had to like return or take back,
Yeah.
while I was kind of getting maybe YouTube off the ground and stuff. Because like I said, I'm never gonna put myself in a bind where I'm like, oh my God, I can't pay my car payment or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna do that.
Right.
So like anytime you see me with like a seemingly revolving door of pieces of gear, it's either sponsored stuff or I've made room with my gear. And that's kind of like, that's, fellas, if you have a wife, just promise them that you're not going to touch your personal finances. Have your own way to do it, which is how I do it here. I supplement
Yeah.
it with, oh, if I want this new one, I'll trade this one. But it's like, again, it's gotten to the point where, you know, I'm getting a little bit of income from YouTube. So that's kind of my own personal stuff. But again, it's also
Dash.
there if I need, exactly. But if I need it for a boost in bills or something, or if I want to go do something else different and I don't want to put it back into YouTube, I can. Because again, this
You
is
can
not
dip into the YouTube money for
exactly.
personal
It's
finances. You can't dip into personal finances for guitar YouTube.
for YouTube. Yeah.
It's a one-way street.
It's a one-way street. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
It
That's
is good.
okay. But I kill myself working. I call YouTube a job now, but I technically have three jobs. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
busy just about every day. But
Hustling.
yeah, and I don't like to call myself a workaholic because trust me, if I could, I would be like, this is what I want to do and just chill and not even make videos, just play. But yeah, man, it's which I guess this is a weird segue into the second point that we were planning on talking
Yeah.
about at some point. We didn't talk about the worst guitars, but maybe we'll save that for
We'll do it
save that
another
for next time. We'll do it another time. So going to this then, gigging versus social media. What do you prefer?
Right now, I prefer social media. My
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda Coombs popped in. That's crazy. The moderator to the stars. Anyway, so gigging right now, like it's basically a non-starter for me. I tried to play some music in a little cover band around here right before my daughter was born, and I was just like, it's crazy because it was just like one night a week practice, and I was like, this isn't gonna do. It's not gonna fly. Like it's just not. I am a homebody by choice. I know plenty of dads that are out there. Yeah, I have made the big time mark. You're right. Amanda's here. So anyway, my mom asked me if I wanted to do a local open mic, and I was like, no. But I did my live stream on Friday night instead, you know? And I was like,
Right.
she's like, you
Yep.
could just play guitar. I was like, I'm not gonna go to an open mic and practice guitar leads for 15 minutes in front of people with backing tracks. Like I'm not doing that.
Right.
and I don't really
Yeah.
feel like singing and prepare. I used to do a 2 hour gig on Mount Hood in Oregon,
Mm,
like maybe 4 times a winter. They had me go up to the lodge up there, and I played a two
right.
hour gig, and I would spend a whole week preparing for something like that. And
Mm,
I'm just not into it. The YouTube thing really is great speed for a dad. Like
it really is.
it works really well. I could not get in a van and tour with anybody right now. I could not. I mean, and I'm not good enough to where I would be in demand enough to like financially justify doing something like that. So here is like contained. The the budget's small, the time requirements as big or as small as you want it to be, and the connection is awesome. I'm in here with people, Mark and Amanda and my wife, and whoever's on your channel, and like hanging out with you, and it's a real connection, and
Right.
it'll feed that beast until a day when I can actually maybe try gigging again. What about you?
So I love both aspects of it because not that I've gigged per se. Um, I don't know if I could handle the getting in a van and traveling as fun as it would probably be. My brother actually does that, and that's I guess like his full time. I'm not talking to him in I guess years. I don't even know how long it's been,
Hmm.
but he he tours with a band. I think he's still with them. I'm not sure. He's a bass player, and my
Okay.
dad's a bass player too. Like my uncle, like we're all musically inclined. So like my
Nice.
uncle's toured with. If you've ever heard of the band Royal Thunder, I think he basically got them off the ground, and they're huge now.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and if you haven't heard of Royal Thunder, check them out.
I will.
They're awesome. Um, but like he's toured with them, Europe, Canada, all that other kind of stuff. I think he's played bass with them, but he plays guitar and he owns his own studio and stuff. So he's an engineer primarily. But my dad plays bass. He played in a band when he was younger, um, with my uncle. Funnily enough,
Mhm.
uh, and then like I said, my brother tours. And to me, I'm just like I don't know if I could handle all that. Um, the financials of it is kind of stressful too because I would be like, oh yeah, we just went out there and killed it for an hour and all this other kind of crap. And like, here's your $100. Like,
Yeah, yeah. If you're
thanks,
lucky.
if you're lucky,
Yeah.
because after apparently the venues take a cut or try to take a cut of your merch sales, and it's like, no, we're not doing that. That's our money, like for real. But anyway, I digress. So social media, I love the aspect of social media because it literally is on your time. If you want to go live, you go live whenever you want. You say whatever you want, you do whatever you want, and you really don't have the audience like heckling you other than
Yeah.
the comments. But you can turn off comments, you can ignore comments. You don't have to listen to what anybody says,
Yeah.
which I would say that about mine, but I have 0 comments on mine. So thanks, guys. Just kidding. Free country. Um, but back in the day when I was 14, 13, 14, something like that, me and my buddy, we did all kind of music stuff. I mean, he was a singer and I was the guitar player, and it was just a little acoustic duo thing that we did. And I would record, my own stuff. Some of those recordings I wish I still had, but I've managed to salvage a few of them.
Yeah.
They're not they're not good. Um,
They never are,
maybe
but
one
they're
day
good because they're not good.
maybe I'll do one of those like let's revisit those years and listen to some of them. But anyway, um, so we played like the talent show at my high school. That was fun. We played a couple of open mics. We did. We played. There was a parking lot show that we played one time at a local music store that has since changed hands like 3 times since
Mhm.
then. So same location but different store. That was really fun, and it was really cool when you would go out and be like we went to the mall like the next day and we're just hanging out. We had just people come up to us like, "You guys were at that parking lot show," like that, kind of like
Oh
your
yeah.
Halloween party. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is so cool. So like that's the gigging aspect of it, and that's where I'd say that's my closest thing with gigging was, doing that because we'd get invited to birthday parties to go play, and we'd be up there doing covers of songs and stuff. And he had it was like a friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing. He worked at a radio station, and he was like, y'all should come down here and play. We never did that. I hate that,
Yeah.
but so the gigging aspect, like of the idea of it is cool, but I just don't know if, especially now, like being, a family man and stuff, it's like it's hard to justify doing that.
Well,
Excuse me, doing
you
that.
can jump on tour with your brother after your kids graduate high school. You'll still be young enough to handle it.
I will tell you right now that will never happen. It's not. There's a couple of reasons why the I don't want to say the biggest reason. I don't want to get into it. Just don't want it on record. But the biggest reason is I don't like the music that they do.
Fair
It is
enough.
like heavy. He's always been like the genty kind of side of things, and I don't know if the band he does is like genty stuff. Like I like metal, I like heavier stuff, but it does get to a point where it's like I'm just like, I don't really get it. But yeah, I mean that's something that I would like to do is do more local shows, open mics, things like
Mhm.
that, because I love just playing. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a player. I like to play. Um, I do like to sing. I can hold a tune singing a little bit. And I've toyed with the idea of trying to record myself singing and branch into that because it's not terrible, but I don't know. I just like all of the aspects of music. That's why I'm like I want to learn how to play this instrument. I do this, I experiment, and that's what's fun about it.
Yeah.
But again, going back to social media, you can do that more.
Well,
So
yeah, it gives you like an enclosed, safe place to jump off a bridge, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's literally like if the video sucks, delete it. Start
exactly.
over. It doesn't
Can't get rid
matter.
of
Like there's no consequence really. You can just delete it and do it again. So it really is kind of like, doing this with a net. And hello, Steve Cassidy. How you doing, brother? Anyway, um, the thing about so I think that I really like doing the singer songwriter, acoustic stuff. And I don't have the best singing voice either, but I've been singing a long time. Like, I did middle school and high school choir. So I have like some training, and my dad was always the lead singer of the bands he was in. So he's
right.
a singer and he's very good at it. Sometimes you'll catch him like singing and be like, you're the lead singer of a band. But then anytime I've watched him on stage, he gets up for the occasion. Like his voice is just gold. Like he's got pipes.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's not like what would you say? Like, like he's not doing any of that stuff. He doesn't do a bunch of sweet runs. He sings great rock and roll. Like he does that really well. And
Yeah.
so, he was always in bands. So here's the example, right? Like I am his son. I loved that he was in bands. I loved going to their band practices and stuff, but that was a time sacrifice that I have yet been unwilling to make for my children, right? So I'm just here with the boys, and like if we're going to play music, we're going to be doing it. I got the drum set over here for the kid if he wants to play some drums, or we have a new guitar on the way for him for his birthday. Got him one of those Epiphone power players. Bro,
Nice.
hold up. I told Mark this on my Friday live stream, but I'll tell you, he played, so he couldn't use a pick because he left the pick on the floor. His sisters won all, so he got in trouble. So he wasn't allowed to play with a pick. He played with a
Mm.
thumb all day until he got this huge blister on the side of his thumb. And I was like, "Bro, you played yourself into a blister. I think we're ready for a decent guitar."
I know.
You
Yeah,
know?
I was about to say that's the sign right there.
Yeah. So his birthday's coming up, so we got the black Epiphone SG power players on the way. So it's like
Yeah, that was
3/4
gonna
scale or whatever. But Yeah, I just
Yeah.
think playing music, it doesn't, to me it doesn't really matter whether I do the live stream or I'm on here with you, or you know, I'm making a video or whatever. I just need to get it out every day, and once I do,
Mm,
then I'm pretty happy. But I'll probably do
yeah.
another open mic again sometime, but you know, for now I'm pretty happy with YouTube.
Yeah, and my issue with it again is not just backing up a little bit. I don't want to just like ramble on, but back when I was younger, I was very socially. I had social anxiety. Like I was diagnosed social anxiety. Um,
Yeah.
back when I was in middle school, but I mean, I was bullied real bad in middle school and stuff, and it took a lot of coming out of my shell, and realistically, music was one of those things. Like I said, with me and my friend, you know, because I was in band in middle school, so I'd already kind of started like doing that performing in front of people since I was in like sixth grade, you know,
Yeah.
and it kickstarted my like I always, aside from my parent or you know my parents being supportive of it and just growing up around music, one person that I always will always credit for really emphasizing how important it was to um, keep with music was my band director in middle school, and he was an older guy, and apparently he's still around.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
yeah, Mr. Stanley was his name, and I
Shout
love
out
that guy.
Mr. Stanley.
Shout out Mr. Stanley. I loved that guy. He was a great, great band director. And like I said, he's still like even my daughter, I'm pretty sure because she's in band. She's in
Hmm.
marching band and stuff. She's been in band since middle school too. And apparently he went to their middle school and was helping teach with them and stuff. And I was like, wow, you know, that's where I learned. And I'm like, I wish I could go and meet that man because I can't ever seem to catch him
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just be like, you inspired me so much to just stay with it, you know, because I know they would love to hear that kind of stuff. But
They
anyway,
music teachers love that. They do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
But
I mean, because
anyway,
it might be the most thankless teaching position in all of
yeah.
teaching is music teacher.
It's music teacher, yeah, because you know they're babysitters to some people, you
Yeah.
know. Same with like tutors. And tutors are, you know, guitar tutors are. But anyway, so where was I at? Oh, so yeah, working up to that, you know, playing the open mics and stuff. I miss that kind of stuff, and I can do that by myself and everything. But I would love to play with like some other local people. Um, which I have had people at open mics when I've done them be like, you know, hey, let's get together and jam. But it's just it's time. It really is. It's
Yeah.
time. As you get older, as you know, not to be like the old man shaking his fist at the sky kind of thing, but it's like as you get older, you just life happens, you know.
It does.
Like I said, I'm so busy working, and it's not that I can't afford not to do the extra stuff. It's I like having the extra money to be able to do family stuff extra,
Yep.
but I've been doing the DJ thing that I've done, which is
Hmm.
just really it's like an MC. I just talk to people and kind of stuff. I've been doing that for almost 2 years, and the guy that I work for he's a really cool guy, you know, and I have fun doing it genuinely. But I feel like if I ever do get to the point where it's like I don't need to do that or I don't feel the need to do it, I would feel bad to be like, look, I can't, because I'm like his right hand man at this point, and he'll tell you that I've been with him the longest of all of his, because he just runs like a little entertainment company.
Sure.
He'll be like, yeah, I got this event. You know, you want to go do this event? Like it's just like an outdoor thing, or
Hmm.
I'm doing a karaoke event.
Oh, that's
Um,
gonna be fun.
yeah, and it's for somebody's wedding, but it's one of our trivia players
Oh, okay.
that requested me to do it, you know. So I'm like, I would feel bad for all these other people if I just stopped doing it one day and then they're like, oh, you know, you're not. So it's a mix of emotions, but then it's
Well,
like, do I want to sacrifice that to do open mics?
I mean, I think
It's just like,
Electric Flamingo live vlog video, like a la like a Rhett Shoal backstage live kind of thing or whatever, where
yeah,
you documented like, you know, playing a gig with somebody, like, hey, you know, if it's like your buddy's band or whatever, and they want you to play guitar for a night or something. I think that would be really cool. I just I would love to. There is a band in my hometown. that are really cool. I knew them all. They're younger than me, like as a group. I think the drummer might be my age, but the bass player and guitarist they're really cool. Anyway, I was like watching them with. You ever do that thing where you're like watching them and you're like, I should be the guitar player for that band, not the other guy.
I'm so much better than
I
them.
not really even that. Like the guy could shred. There's nothing wrong with it. I just felt like the way that I play, and I knew all the songs that they were like playing and stuff like that. I'm just like, I would fit in better. But then it's
Right.
the same thing. It's like, yeah, maybe, but am I gonna go like bark up that tree and blow up my home life or my work or like whatever? No, I'm good with this. This is a great speed. Friday nights, put the kids to bed. This is my stage for right now. That is what it is. And then maybe someday, I'll join up with somebody or whatever. Maybe when the kids are older and they don't want to be around me anymore. You know.
No,
Well,
it's
sir.
certainly a rock and hard place. But yeah. It's getting to be that time, ain't it?
It is. It is. We should get back to our real jobs that we're talking about.
How poetic life happens.
It happens right in the middle of a great would-be
Middle.
2-hour discussion. Cuts it off at 1.
Oh yeah, we could absolutely just keep going and going and going. But yeah, I think an hour is about what the internet needs.
That's right.
It's a nice, just relaxed time. So
Shout out real quick to Steve, to Amanda, to Mark, and to my wife Whitney for stopping by and checking us out over on my channel. And shout out to the flamingos over there. And they need to really get on board with this live stream thing. You know what I mean? They come in masses for the gear reviews, but they must all have day jobs too.
Probably. Yeah, they're out there.
Hey,
doing lunch
by the way,
stuff on a Wednesday.
Congrats on $4,000, brother.
Yep. Appreciate it. Yeah, I probably should have mentioned up at the front that I am hosting a giveaway right now on my channel.
Yeah, Mark and Steve and Amanda, go over to Electric Flamingo, check and subscribe and check out Jonathan's giveaway videos if anybody wants some sweet pedals.
Yeah, I got 3 pedals from iTone running all the way through April 30th of this year, in case anybody's watching this in the future. Hello. So April 30th is the last day to enter that giveaway, and then May 5th, I'm going to, Cinco de Mayo, I'm going to draw some winners. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will do it and let them know. So got a King Sumo link. Just enter that with your email, and you are good to go, my friend.
Yep.
Or friends.
Yeah, they sound really good too. He demoed every single one of them, and they sound fantastic. I think I have a video I'm gonna try to shoot with my old man about all my amps tomorrow, so that might go up this weekend or something. Oh, Amanda gave you a little sub there, Jonathan. That's wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
And then in early April, I have maybe the coolest thing I've done on YouTube coming up, and I probably won't spoil it, but I actually have an interview set up with somebody who has no business being interviewed by me at all.
Hey, that's a good topic, because I got a story about that kind of stuff too for next time.
We should talk about that. We should talk about why would anybody do that? That's what we'll call in the next episode. Why would anybody do that?
It's so clickbaity. We're gonna get all the comments about what is this even about?
Yeah.
I know what we're gonna get it. Anyway. Alrighty, my friend. Well, thank you everybody on Sean's channel for checking it out. I did get a couple of people on mine. Got some views on there, so thank you guys for checking that. A couple likes, things like that. So I will take that. Thank you guys for doing that. And we will catch you guys next Wednesday, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of OnlyFrets. Take care, guys.
Over and out.